Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys, it is no longer news that food is expensive in Nigeria. The price of foodstuff in Nigeria has gone up like 10 times in the last 2 months, and it is crazy, and this is beginning to tell on our finances. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you practical ways to feed your family on a budget living in Nigeria. If this sounds like something you are interested in, which you should, then please keep watching. Welcome back guys. Like I said, today's video I am going to be sharing with you practical ways to feed your family on a budget living in Nigeria. The cost of foodstuff in Nigeria now is extremely expensive, and it's not even funny. Like, you go to the market today and the next day the things you bought today has like tripled or doubled in prices, and this is so heartbreaking, especially for parents where you have not just one child, 2, 3, and then you have other mouths to feed as well. So I, as a mother, as a mom of 3, I have sat down and I had to reevaluate what I feed my family with, how I feed my family, and how I spend money on food. Because the truth is, let's be realistic, you cannot spend all your money on food. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to find ways to still feed, make sure you and your family are feeding well, but at the same time your pocket is not suffering, which is exactly what Nigeria wants us to go through at this point. So the first tip that I'm going to be sharing is you would have to reevaluate what you eat and how you eat. This is so important. These are not the times, or these are not the days where you just eat as you feel like anymore. Like right now, you cannot just say, I want to eat beans in the morning, and then 2 hours later I want to eat plantain. The cost of plantain right now can buy a half bag of rice. Anyway, that's the first thing that you need to do. Reevaluate how you eat and what you eat, what you feed your family with. How often do you guys eat in a day? How often do you guys eat in a week? Sit down, plan this thing out and see, okay, this is how we're eating, this is what we're eating, and these are the stuff that are not necessary for us to actually eat every day. Do you understand? Like, there are some things that you could just have as treats during the weekend. You don't have to have it every day of the week. So first thing is to sit down, evaluate, like I said, reevaluate what you eat and how you feed your family. Okay, now once you're done with that tip, you're going to move on to the next tip, which is planning how to feed your family. If you've never been the person that plans your meals ahead of time, you just go as the spirit leads, my sister, this is the time for you to begin to plan your meals. You need to sit down and have a timetable as to how you're going to be feeding your family. Let me know in the comment section if you would love me to share with you guys my family timetable and how we eat and how we plan our meals, so I can do a video dedicated to Nigerian food timetable. Okay, now basically you need to plan what you guys eat on Mondays, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, down to Sunday, and how often you guys eat these things. Planning and knowing what you eat and how you eat will tell you which ingredients you buy the most, what you spend most money on. There are families that cannot go a day without eating rice, and they must eat that rice either as white rice and stew or as fried rice. There are families that cannot have a meal without having soft drink next to it. So you need to plan out what you feed your family, how you're feeding your family, because after the first tip, you already know what you're feeding your family. So now it is to plan that Mondays we're going to have this. For me personally, my children go to school from Mondays till Fridays, except my last, who hasn't started school. So I know that I need to plan their breakfast every morning that they take to school. I need to plan the lunch that they take to school, as well as the lunch they will take once they come back from school, and then dinner. All these go into my planning, all these go into my weekly timetable as to how we are going to feed, and then I know exactly what I am buying per week or per time. Okay, once you have a timetable, you now decide how you want to spread your meals. A timetable will help you be like, okay, I make stew on Sundays, for example, and that stew remains throughout the week till like Wednesday, which means that same stew can serve for potatoes. You can like boil your potatoes or fry your potatoes and have it with the stew, because you already have the stew ready made from Sunday. All right, now that same stew can serve with yam, that same stew can serve with spaghetti. You don't necessarily have to boil rice. Do you understand my drift? Or if you guys are going to have grilled chicken at some point in the week, that same grilled chicken can be used for stir fry sauce within the week, for pasta, for yam, for plantain, for even rice. That same grilled chicken can go with just chips for dinner or for lunch. Basically have a food timetable that you're using to feed your family. That way you can list out all the ingredients that you need, the ones that you can buy in bulk and stock up, and the ones that you need to spend money on buying every week. Now once that is done, we'll move to the next tip, which is planning how you cook. Okay, another big part of you having a timetable is it shows you what you need to cook, and every week or every day. Now you're going to plan how you're going to cook these meals, what is going to be in your freezer. This is something that works a lot for me. There are certain staples that are always in my freezer that help me out. Let me know in the comment section if I should do stuff that should be in your freezer, like staples in your freezer or in your pantry that will make cooking easy for you and less expensive for you. One of the things you will always find in my freezer if you come to my house will be tomato paste. Not the sachet tomato paste, I mean tomato, pepper, onion that I blended together, boiled till it is dried of any liquid at all and stored up in the freezer. This particular base is perfect for soup, for stew, it's perfect for spaghetti, it's perfect for porridge. I use it for virtually everything and anything, and so long as I have it in my freezer, I can whip up a meal in just like that. I can whip up any meal so fast, so easy. I could just buy smoked fish and maybe pomo, and sauce is ready. Sauce don't come. I cannot even stress myself. So you need to plan how you are going to be cooking. Are you going to be cooking every week? Are you going to be cooking once a week? Are you going to be cooking every day? Plan how you're going to be cooking. That way it is easy for you. Another tip that would help you feed your family on a budget living in Nigeria would be to cut out the meals you don't really need. Guys, this is not the time to be doing pizza every night plus ice cream every night. As much as that is nice and that's good, you're just throwing away valuable money on a meal that will probably not fill you and your children up. So reevaluate what you guys are going to be eating, what you guys are going to be spending money on. It is time for you to think long term, what is going to last us for the week, not something that is just going to carry you guys for today. All right, now the next tip will be to buy foodstuff in bulk. I know a lot of people will tell me I don't buy foodstuff in bulk because I don't cook in bulk. I like to cook my stuff fresh. See, if you like to cook your stuff fresh every day, then be ready to spend that money every day. Be ready to buy tomato today for 1,000 naira and buy it tomorrow for 2,000 naira, because that's how the prices are fluctuating. All right, so it is time for you to begin to buy your foodstuff in bulk. Buy rice if you can buy it. If you can buy a bag, if you can buy quarter bag or half bag, buy it and store it up. Buy your beans. Basically buy your staples and have them in the house. The ones that you can freeze up, you freeze up. Now buying in bulk is one thing that helps you to save less, to spend less when it comes to food. I actually have a blog post on this on my blog. I'll leave the link in the description box so you guys can read that up. When you buy food stuff in bulk, you end up spending less throughout the month or throughout the week, because you already have certain things in the house, so you can just like mix 2 or 3 things together and a meal is ready. That brings me to my next tip. Guys, I have been doing moi moi in my house like every week, not because I don't want to be free from the stress, but you need to learn what you feed your family with at this point. You need to feed them with meals that are going to fill them up for longer, as opposed to meals that will just quench the hunger now and in another 30-40 minutes they are hungry. So think of meals that are going to fill them up. I have 3 children. Moi moi with custard or moi moi with pap is one meal that fills children up for a long time. I think in one of my last vlogs where I showed me doing moi moi, I actually talked about this. Okay, so make meals that fill you longer. This is not the time to do instant noodles in the morning by 8 a.m. and by 10 a.m. you are boiling rice and doing stew. That will not even work this time. That will not help you stay on a budget. So there are so many Nigerian meals that will fill you up and carry you up for longer. You can have moi moi and pap for breakfast. You can have yam and sauce, fish sauce or egg sauce for breakfast, which is why I talked about the food timetable. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comment section, so I filmed that as a separate video so this video doesn't get too long. Okay, so think up meals that are going to carry you guys for longer. Think of soups, think of swallow. If you're going to make rice that is going to fill you up. All right, this is so important. So the lesser you are hungry, the more likely, or once you're not hungry, you're not going to start cooking, right? Or you're not going to start eating. You're not going to start snacking, which means whatever you have in the house for food is going to last for a long time, which is really, really important. So it is important that you plan your meals. You're giving meals that will carry you for longer. You can have a sandwich as an adult. You can have a filling sandwich. I have a recipe here on my channel. You can check it out. You can have a sandwich as breakfast as an adult, which will carry you for long. You can have oats. Okay, just guys, let me know if I should share a food timetable with you, and I'll do a separate video on that. This tip is very, very important, and it has helped me personally, because I used to just go with the flow. What do you guys want to eat? Sometimes they want to take cereals, and I noticed that the cereals they are taking doesn't carry them more than 1 hour, and then I'm having to dish out another meal, and before the midweek, the food I have in the house is gone. I was spending so much money on milk and cereals, and it wasn't making sense. So these days my kids have cereals once in a day, most times after breakfast. They just have it as something that they want to sweeten their mouths with, okay, not like a main meal. Which brings me to the other point. What do you guys snack on? Sometimes we spend so much money on snacks, we don't even realize it until we sit to calculate how much we spend on snacks. So it is important that you figure out what you people are snacking on. Personally, in my house, we love to snack on cucumber and granite. That thing is so filling, guys. Cucumber and granite is so filling. You will not even realize that it is a snack. It just goes like a meal. My kids love carrots a lot, so I tend to buy carrots. Instead of me giving them sweets, instead of me giving them potato chips and all of that, I give them carrots, which is, you're giving them a snack, at the same time you're helping them be healthy. So it is important that you figure out what you guys are snacking on and how you can curb that to fit into your budget. Okay, so these are some of the tips, and these are some of the ways that you can maintain feeding your family on a budget here in Nigeria, pending when things get better or pending when the things go down, which is something that never happens in Nigeria, because prices always go up, they never come down. So you need to figure out how you can make that work for your family. These are stuff that I do every day. These are stuff that I do every week, and they have worked for me, and I believe that they are going to work for you if you use them appropriately. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me the likes and the thumbs up, all right, so that this video can be suggested to more people. Leave me your comments in the comment section about video suggestions that you want me to do, or the tips that I just shared, which one you're already doing or which one you are going to do. Let me know which part of this video you enjoyed the most. Also, most importantly, share this video, because right now Nigeria is crazy and everybody needs all the advice they can get to get things right and get things moving. Share this video to your friends, to your family, to your Instagram stories. Okay, and also subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.